Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Sikh Entrepreneur Interview. I'm Jitinder Singh, and today we'll be interviewing Harinder Singh, who's not just a optometrist by trade, but also a unique entrepreneur with a unique perspective on life. So, Harinder, thank you very much for taking this time to join us today. And so let's just dive straight into it. Let's have a quick, background about who you are, what do you do, and then we can lead into this new project that you're talking about, which is Transformational Day.
No, brilliant, Jatinder. Firstly, thank you for your time and thank you for having me be as a guest on this wonderful show that you're doing and for the Seek Entrepreneur website and the Facebook group as well. So my background is by profession, I'm an optometrist and I'm also a partner in a property trading company with three other guys. But my main passion is seva, is making a difference to people. And I've been doing that for probably about 20 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 50 years old. I'm married with two kids. And yeah, that's a little bit about myself.
All right, cool. So, Harin, I've known you for years, and I find you really inspiring because you come up with these unique projects, right? I remember the first one, or one of the ones you did was the Vision Care for Homeless charity, right? So that came about from one of your trips, wasn't it? That you went abroad and you saw some homeless people, and then you just came up with this idea about doing something to help them, right?
Yeah, no, and that you're right. That was about 16 years ago, actually.
Mm.
I went traveling around the world with a mutual friend of ours, Kalpesh, which we both know really well. And I remember the moment getting off at the minibus in a very poor township in South Africa. And the first thing that came to my mind, being an optometrist, is, not one person around me was wearing glasses.
Mm-hmm.
And in that moment, I had an idea that when I go back to the UK, I'm going to give up my time at least once a week as an optometrist to go into local homeless centres and provide eye care services. And even though I'd made that commitment, in the back of my mind was, do you really want to do this? It's going to cost you one day's work. You're going to lose one day's income. Because I was more driven by money then than I suppose I am now.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just a journey that I'm going through. I'm not saying that's bad or wrong. We all go through what we need to go through to get to where we are. And then when I came back to the UK, my ego basically took over and I forgot all about it, conveniently, because obviously, to give up 4 days a month as an optometrist would mean me losing 4 days income as a salary as a local optometrist, which is quite significant. And then it was actually Kalpesh. Kalpesh, as you know, sends out these positive messages through his social media.
Yeah.
I don't think social media was even around in those days. It must have been a text. And it was a message that he sent, and I clearly remember thinking, you know what, I can't remember the actual content of the message, but it was actually something on the lines of probably following your passion and your purpose. And then I thought, you know what, enough is enough. I really got to do something. And I was scared. I was scared to start this project. And I had the idea of obviously going to homeless centres first. And then as I started making more and more phone calls, I noticed there was a niche in the market. There wasn't any organisation or charity that existed in the UK that provided free eye care services and free glasses to homeless people. And at the time I was in a seminar, which you're probably familiar with, as an organisation called Landmark Education.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a seminar called Being Extraordinary, which is a 3-month seminar. And conveniently, we had a coach. And I shared the project with my coach, and I said, look, this is what I want to achieve. I want to launch this project. And, one of the things I've learned through life is, left to my own devices, everyone's different. If I'm left to my own devices, then I'm my worst enemy. And I'm going to try and do whatever I can to try and sneak out of any commitments that I've made that are bigger than who I know myself to be. It's a bit like, saying to people, probably can relate to that, where you say, I'm going to go to the gym. And, you set your alarm clock for 6 a.m. Alarm clock goes off and you get a voice in your head says, you know what, go back to sleep.
Yeah.
And you press the alarm button. So I've learned through life that to have me go bigger than who I know myself to be is to take on a coach. So I had that coach, and that's where I contacted you. And Jatinder, thank you so much. To this day, I hope you don't mind me mentioning, you provided your services as a web designer. You've hosted a website completely for free, for the last 15 years for Vision Care for Homeless People. So thank you for that. And that's where the idea was born. And then I created a team of people because I realized I can't do it on my own. And I remember the first meeting I had, I must have had about 15, 16 people come to my house. These were just friends and family that I knew who were in optics, optometrists, dispensing opticians.
Yeah.
And I shared my vision with them. And out of those 15 or 16 people, about 4 people remained, which is part of the process because you find out who's committed. And that first meeting would have been probably November 2002. Probably November 2002 or 2003. And then we set up, through our house the wall, and we set a pilot at a very famous charity in the UK called Crisis. We set a pilot at their head office in September 2003. And that's where the project started.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's been, yeah, it's like you said, it's been 15 years. I mean, one of the reasons I wanted to talk about that quickly was just so that, people can get your background as to, how you did something amazing, because it's still around, it's still going big at the moment, and you're helping so many people. And that's kind of led you on to this new project that you're working on, which is World Transformational Day, right?
Yeah. So basically, people used to ask me, Harinder, why did you create vision care for homeless people?
Yeah.
What are you passionate about homeless people? Have you had a background with? No one ever said have you been homeless, but they want to know what was my why, what was my burning desire, and it was always because I was an optician, and I thought, okay, I'm an optician, and what can I do to use my profession?
Mm-hmm.
Was it my passion and my calling, or is it my passion and my calling vision care for homeless people? It isn't actually. It doesn't mean that it makes the project any less worthy.
Mm-hmm.
The project's getting strong. We've seen 15,000, pardon the pun, we've seen 15,000 people over the last 15 years and given them free eye tests and glasses over the UK. We've got 9 centres, we've got a mobile clinic all around the UK.
Yeah.
So the project's getting strong, and it's snowballing. We've got a board of trustees and we've got staff. But my real passion, and I know you can relate to this, Jatinder, because I know you're passionate about it as well, is personal development.
Yeah.
And, if you had met me 20 years ago, you wouldn't recognize me.
Right.
And, I hope you don't mind me saying, I was watching one of your interviews just yesterday,
mm-hmm.
and you were unrecognizable. For you to be doing these interviews is a big deal, because I knew you 15 years ago, and you were complete opposite. You were very shy, So personal development has changed my life, and it continues to change my life. And my passion is giving this gift of personal development to the masses.
Yeah.
I've had a calling for about 12 years to go to set up a personal development school, because I don't completely agree with the education system that exists worldwide. I think in a summary, it teaches you how to get a job, not how to live a life. It doesn't teach you life skills, how to be a better human being, how to be better in relationships, how to make money, become an entrepreneur, how to make a difference, how to be healthy. And I had a calling to want to teach that to children. And 12 years ago, I actually set up that project. I had a team of 6 people for a year working, I don't know if you remember, to set up these personal development schools, and they're going to be called success schools.
Yep.
And what happened, Tinder, on the final hour, I didn't realize at the time I bottled it.
Right.
We realized a year later what happened, and Tony Robbins talks about this. He talks about that we would have a break switch. And it's almost like when the temperature or the circuitry in your body, or let's say a house, when the circuit in a house goes too high, the breaker switch, the fuse shuts off, doesn't it?
Yes. Yep.
And we have that breaker switch in us. So when we do something that's really scary, and it's so big, so much bigger than we know ourselves to be, the breaker switch kicks in, and you start having these thoughts: you're not good enough. Who are you to do this? And my breaker switch kicked in, and I didn't know it was a breaker switch at the time. I just thought I had to turn it on, because I was doing, I was running the charity, I was working full time as an optician, I was doing a big network marketing company, I had a family, I had kids, I had all this going on. I just thought I've got too much, and literally in the final hour, we'd created a pilot curriculum. We were just going to launch it in a school. I pulled the plug on it.
Right.
The shock of the team.
Right.
I realized years later what happened is I just got scared. So I've had that burning desire, and I feel that when you've got a passion to do something, it's never going to go away. It sort of rears its head every so often.
True.
and it reared its head last year.
Okay.
Um, I realized that, it wasn't actually personal development schools that I wanted to create in the Western world.
Yeah.
I realized it was actually a calling to take personal development
Yeah.
to the people that need it, I feel, the most. That's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
The people that are, on the streets,
Yeah.
the people that haven't got houses to live in, the people that haven't got food to put in their mouth. What would happen if we can shift their mindset to have them start believing and really knowing that they can do anything they want to do in their life?
Sure.
And, even as I think about it, it lights me up.
Yeah.
So last year, we launched a project called under the umbrella of World Transformation Organization.
Yeah.
And I'm going to come to World Transformation Day. We launched a project where we set up a personal development school right in the heart of the slum.
Yes.
In New Delhi.
Yeah.
And, we partnered with an NGO there. And Jatinder, you know what? I feel so blessed, and this is the universe working. And no word of a lie, it's running by itself.
Wow.
Yeah, I've had very little input into it. We've got regular sessions of yoga.
Right.
2 times a week, one for adult and one for kids, for the
Yeah.
kids' slums and their parents. We've got regular sessions of meditation
Yeah.
2 times a week, actually 3 times a week happening there. And we've got an NLP life coaching organization
Oh, wow.
that goes in once a week. And it has an audience of 30, 40 slum kids and adults every
Wow.
Saturday. And you know what? Slowly, their lives are being transformed. And, when we first started out, we wanted to interview the slum kids and their parents, to set a goal.
Yeah.
What are your dreams? And Jatinder, they didn't know what we were talking about.
Wow.
They didn't know what we got.
They didn't even know what it was.
They don't know what a dream is.
Wow.
They don't know what a goal is. Me and you take it for granted. Some of them that did know what a dream was, they thought it was a dream that, that we have
Yeah.
at night.
Sleeping.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when we got these feedback questionnaires back, you know what? I'm not kidding. Most of them were blank. Even when the NLP practitioners, the life coaching practitioners, sat down with the kids and explained to them this, they couldn't, and even they couldn't get into their head, what are you talking about? Because for them, can you imagine if you put yourself in their shoes? They're born into a slum, and most of them, I would guess, would think that's just how their life is, and their kids are going to live in a slum.
They wouldn't know any better, wouldn't it?
They don't know any better. That's their world. That's their paradigm. Maybe a few of them might break through the mainstream. It's a bit like, I suppose I just realized, it's a bit like me and you. I'm not sure what your background is born into a society which teaches you that you need to just get a job.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a 9-to-5 routine. And, my parents were in a 9-to-5 routine, nothing. Their parents were in a 9-to-5 routine. So it takes something to break yourself out of there and think, okay, let's start a business.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm just thinking of the analogy. So for them, that's their paradigm. That's how they're going to stay all their life in
That's
slums. Right. And coming back to your original question, the project. So that's World Transformation Organization.
Yeah.
But when we were creating that project, the coach I took on at the time, because I knew that I need a coach, because otherwise I'm going to slip into it again.
Yeah.
I took a coach at the time from an organization called Landmark, a very good friend of mine, Harish.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the project, and I can't remember if it was him or me. We said, why don't we call this project India Transformation Day?
Right.
Or he or me said, why don't we call it World Transformation Day? And in that moment, it's almost like, it was like a eureka moment. Wow, why don't we create a project where not only do we set the school up on the 7th of April, and people ask me, why did you choose the 7th of April? And to be honest with you, it's just the day that was convenient, because it was the school holidays. There's no significance behind it. It's not about anything to do with the stars or planets aligning. A lot of people are asking that question.
Yeah.
So we randomly chose the date 7th of April, and we said, why don't we set that project? Why don't we launch that project in India?
Mm-hmm.
But then invite the masses around the world
to
take on projects to empower their community in their home place. So last year on World Transformation Day, 7th of April, not only did we launch the project in India in the slum, but we had over 45 projects happening simultaneously around the planet, impacting over 12,000 people on that one day alone.
Wow.
In over 5 continents on World Transformation Day.
Right.
So we've created a movement called World Transformation Day.
Okay.
And that's how that project came about.
So what was the kind of thinking behind it when you thought, let's make it World Transformational Day, right? As opposed to just being like isolated in India or something. But what would you say was What happened? What happened in that moment? What was the vision, or what made you think, let's do a world transformation?
Um, it was. I'm just came back to the moment, and I think it must have been probably a calling that I've had. Maybe
Mm,
Harris. It happened like simultaneously. It
like a
was a fusion.
synchronicity just taking
It
place.
was it was a fusion of two minds,
Mm,
and that's where the project was born. And I've always had a dream, Jatinder,
yeah,
a calling to make a massive difference on the planet.
sure.
And people have always said to me, why do you think like that? Why
Yeah,
do you even when I
good question.
uh, even when I set up a yoga business with my wife 15 years ago, because she's a yoga teacher, uh, my vision was to make it nationwide,
Hmm.
and that's how I start to begin with the end in mind. And people, one guy to me, he goes, why do you always think so big? Why can't you just focus on your doorstep? I don't know the answer to that. And even my wife says to me now, why do you want to do? Why do you want to make a difference on the planet? Why don't you just work on your doorstep?
Yeah. Do you think?
I don't know if I have that calling. It's just something within me. Maybe it's just my purpose. And sorry to interrupt. And even my business colleagues ask me that. Maybe because I've done something on our doorstep.
Mhm.
I worked with vision care for homeless people in the UK and nationally. Maybe I want to take it around the world. I don't know. I think I've got this philosophy. "Je karna, charge na karo." If you're going to do it, if you're
Do
going
it
to do
properly.
something, you must do it properly.
Yeah.
And that's not to take away anything from people that want to work on their doorstep or want to do something smaller. One thing I've learned in life is do what your heart calls
Yeah.
you to do. And if someone's got a calling to become a billionaire, and that's your calling, go for it. If someone's got a calling to want to, do whatever, go for your calling, and there's nothing wrong with it. And I used to judge people, thinking, you need to do seva, you need to do this, no, and I've learned you got to just do what your calling is, and
Yeah.
everything's great.
So do you remember? So earlier on, you mentioned that you got into personal development, right? I suppose nowadays people are calling it mindfulness, right? But it's come from the umbrella term of personal development, right? And do you because you said like you were a different person back then, what 20 years ago or something, yeah?
Yeah.
What happened for you that made that shift where you thought, wow, this has had such an impact for me, and now I want to share it with the world? Because that's what I think might have been the trigger, one of the triggers, because just because I know you, right?
Yeah. Okay. No. So what happened for me is I got into, and me and you are obviously old school. We call it personal development. So I
Yeah,
got it personal development um, in probably 19 early 90s.
right.
And a friend of mine, uh, whose father-in-law worked for a very big chain of hotels called the Edwardian Group, which is
Okay.
owned by Apna Jasminder Singh. I don't know if you know that.
Right. Yeah.
Brand
Yeah. Yeah.
Edwardian. Yeah, it's owned by Jasminder Singh. And his father-in-law was one of the head people on the board there.
Hmm.
And my friend Aditya, at the time, was reading a book by Stephen Covey called
Seven habit. Yeah.
The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. And this had a massive impact on Aditya. And he introduced that book to Jasminder Singh, who owns the
Hmm.
Edwardian. Okay, very successful guy. He loved it, changed his life,
Yeah.
and he invited Stephen Covey's facilitators to come to his company
Hmm.
and teach that to his staff.
Right.
And by chance, he got myself, my brother Prab, to come along for free
Okay.
to that session.
Yeah.
So I think, I don't know if I've got it. We've got this big, massive volume of the seven highly effective stuff, 7 habits of highly effective people. That was my first exposure to personal development.
Okay.
And there, obviously, I had a thinking, I like this. But then, to answer your questions more specifically, I was invited to do a course by a company which is worldwide called Landmark Education.
Hmm.
Have you ever done the Landmark Forum?
I've done the forum. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
So I
actually,
did the
the
Landmark
interview
Forum.
we did was with one of the founders, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, on the interview. So I did the Landmark Forum in 1996,
Okay.
and it's a 3-day course for those of you who don't know about it. And I'm not kidding. You go in as one person on the Friday, and you come out a different person on Sunday evening.
Yeah.
For me, it was transformational. And then that same guy, Aditya, who did it as well, did some further courses, and I saw his life change.
Hmm.
I could see, 6 months, 8 months, this guy is different.
Yeah.
And it was not something that was one of his consistent. I thought, I want some of that.
Right.
And I went back into Landmark. I did some further courses with them, and I started doing a lot of work with Landmark Education.
Okay.
And really took my life on and really recreated my life. It's almost like analyzing yourself under a microscope, and every single cell in your body, you split yourself apart, and then you recreate yourself. It is a very, very intense. The Landmark from is not as intense as I'm talking about the rest of the courses that I did, which are leadership courses. I don't want to put you guys off. I love everyone to do the Landmark from. But I did a lot of the leadership courses for about 3 or 4 years, and I actually started leading seminars.
Okay.
I was a seminar leader, coaching people. And that's when I realized that that's what I want to do.
Right.
I just want to make a difference on the planet. And at the time, I'd made a decision. It's got nothing to do with Landmark. It's just a decision I made that it's wrong to have a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
All I want to do is serve. And then I realized that as a decision I made, it's not the truth. And then I started doing both things. I started creating businesses, started creating projects to create money and make a difference. But to answer your question, it was Landmark where I realized that what I love doing is making a difference to people and changing people's lives and in having them see a different way and exposing them to personal development tools, whether it's meditation or Deepak Chopra or Wayne Dyer, anything that I've changed my life, I just have a calling to want to give that to other people.
Right.
That's what lights me up.
Yeah, I just want to share on that side of it is that it's funny though, because when I did the Landmark forum, I think it was called, and we were sitting there, and I think there was probably about 130 people, 150 people from all over the world that were in that room, right? And everybody was sharing their kind of life and stories and whatnot. So you get to see that, everybody's got issues or problems or whatnot, and everybody's trying to resolve through it. But that was the moment when I sat down, right? And do you know, Sikhi, we say, Nanak Dukhiya Sab Sansar? That was the moment I realized that Baba Nanak was talking about the world and not just like this small group of Sikhs kind of thing. He was talking about the world. The transformation that Baba Nanak was talking about was Sab Sansar, means everybody. That's the moment I realized it. It hit me hard, thinking, you know what, that what we're doing, this kind of Sikhi is not just for ourselves, it's for the world. Do you know what I mean? So I just wanted to share that with you because that's one of the moments where I thought, wow. And that's why I was just wondering whether, something like that from your kind of background on it had an influence for you to kind of, do these things that you want to do because you're thinking big around this topic, and a lot of people would not even think that far,
Yeah, and it's something that I don't feel I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel God within me, or a higher force or higher energy is doing. It's almost like I've just got to listen to it and flow with it.
Yeah.
And as you probably know, because I know you're following your passion, it's actually effortless.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hard work. Or when I started the project to create the personal development school in India, and even to this day we have, I want to share this because I said it's running by itself. We've got 600 people a month,
right?
600 slum kids and their parents a month being exposed to this regularly over the last year. Okay.
Wow.
When I started that project, was I nervous? Yes. Was I scared? Yes. I woke up many times during the first few weeks with panic attacks.
Right.
Thinking I shouldn't be doing this. And I want to share that because some people may relate to that, thinking, maybe I'm not ready, it's too big a project. And that's where my coach, Harish, would bring me back. And because he was doing the project with me, he was going through the same process.
Right.
I would bring him back, he would bring me back. But without exaggeration, that project came about with probably about 23 or 24 phone calls.
Right.
Okay, you call this person, and then it's just even the partners we've got on board. We've got Heartfulness that does the meditation.
Yeah.
Heartfulness is a worldwide organization. They're doing it for free. We've got yoga that's happening there from local yoga people. That's all, they're doing it for free. We've got a life coaching academy called Golden Sunrise, who are the NLP practitioners, fully qualified, doing it for free. And then we invited big speakers in, motivational speakers that came in on the first day. So we were having challenges with that. So if any of you guys know any motivational speakers around Delhi or in India, would like to go in once a month and do something for the slum, just let the Tinder or myself know. So I think I shared that because it takes, well, for me anyway, it took something to create something.
Okay.
And some people may do it effortlessly, but from my experience, most people do have that breaker switch in them.
Mm.
And I think all of us have that breaker switch in them, in us, and is to surround yourself with people that will call you to account when that breaker switch kicks in.
So how
Because
you, yeah, so how you getting like people to like share your vision on this, right? Because I know you've been spreading the message. You got people who want to take part in the World Transformational Day. How have you been kind of reaching out to them, or what kind of things have people been pulled towards that they want to be part of this day?
Very good. So what we did last year when we created World Transformation Day, the idea was to invite people to transform their community.
Mm-hmm.
So for last year, we had, as I said, 45 projects. So people did all sorts of various things. And I'm going to come on to your question in a moment because it leads into it. People took on doing stuff for homeless people in the area, old people's homes. We had one, I think it was in Holland, we had a back-to-back seminars for 8 or 9 hours with 8 or 9 different speakers doing motivational speaker. We had motivational speakers speaking in Australia. So this was more about not you, but your community, to do something for your community that's related to personal development or spirituality. But it doesn't have to be limited to that. It might be doing something for just spending time with old people, for example, just something that's has you go outside your comfort zone. But this year, when we were on a call, myself, Kalpesh, Harish and Sue, on our leaders call, we were talking, and again, it happened, that eureka moment. I said to Kalpesh and the guide, I said, last year we had a pledge. What would you like to pledge on the day? And I said, why don't we have a World Transformation Day challenge?
Mm-hmm.
And Kalpesh goes, yeah, that's like the ice bucket challenge.
Right.
Why don't we now have a World Transformation Day challenge where we invite individuals to take on a challenge on World Transformation Day, which is on the 7th of April 2019, is Sunday the 7th of April 2019, to take on something that hasn't break through their comfort zone.
Sure.
Hasn't been something that's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So why did we introduce that? One, we initially introduced it because we thought, okay, this will help us get this viral.
Get the message out, yeah.
If I take on a challenge, like the challenge I've taken on is to run 5 kilometers on World Transformation Day.
Okay.
And I hate exercising. So for me, it has me go outside my comfort zone, and I've been running to build up towards that. And then I said, okay, I'm going to nominate 3 people to take on a challenge for World Transformation Day, and I want you to post your challenge within 24 hours. So we want it to go viral, like the ice bucket.
Yeah.
The other thing we're doing is we're actually inviting anybody, whether they do it like the ice bucket challenge and nominate people, just guys watching this on World Transformation Day on the 7th of April, do something that has you go outside your comfort zone and link it to hashtag WTD, which stands for World Transformation Day Challenge. So hashtag WTD Challenge. Take on something on World Transformation Day, film yourself doing it, something that has you go outside your comfort zone. Now that's a personal breakthrough. Now, the other thing we realized afterwards, why is that so amazing, is because everyone can do that.
Yeah.
Not everyone's got the time or the leadership skills or the commitment to take on a project. So now this year, Jatinder, there's 2 things happening. One is the projects are still happening.
Yeah.
People are taking on projects to transform their community. For example, this year, myself and my business partners and our wives and kids are going into a local homeless center and doing an empowerment day, where they're going to have... I'm going to do life coaching with the homeless people. We're going to befriend them. We're going to do yoga session and meditation. We're putting it all together.
Okay.
That's for the community. But also on that day, I'm taking on a personal challenge that has me go outside my comfort zone. So in answer to your question, in short, 2 things happening. One is the projects.
Yep.
So if those of you listening, if you want to take on a project on World Transformation Day, and it might be to do some seva at the Gurdwara, something that you don't normally do, or something in your community. It could be anything. It could be, related to Sikhi. It could be anything. I was on the phone with you heard of Tommy Sandu?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so he used to be a presenter for BBC, and he loved the project. He said, Harinder, I'm going to back it. And he goes, what I'm going to do? I'm going to film myself walking to my neighbour's house, which is down the road, and I don't spend any time with it. I'm going to take some samosa and knock on a door, and I'm going to just spend some time with it. I'm going to just spread some happiness.
Got it.
Because I don't normally do that. So just to spread some happiness in the world. And why did we create World Transformation Day? Is just to create happiness for people on the day. Do something that you don't normally do. So does that answer your question?
Yeah.
So that's how we're spreading the message, is through social media, hashtag WTD Challenge, taking on a challenge that has you go outside your comfort zone. And just give you some other examples. My daughter is absolutely petrified of dogs.
Right.
Yeah, if you're walking down the street with her and the dog's there, she just, even though she's 11 years old, she starts climbing onto me like she's a dog.
All
She wants, yeah,
right.
and she's gonna take on a challenge on the day to put a little dog in her lap.
Okay.
But for each her, it's a big deal.
Mm.
And people are taking all sorts of challenges in anything that has you go outside your comfort zone. Some people are gonna take on reconciling a relationship.
Right.
That's not great. They're gonna go on the day, apologize to that person, and say, you know what, let bygones be by. Whatever has you do something that you don't normally do, and just link it to hashtag WTD challenge.
Right.
So that's what we're doing.
So, do you think is there like a deeper kind of thought process behind this, like affecting human consciousness on a global scale to some degree?
Yeah, and you know what? That wasn't there. When that eureka moment came up, well, that wasn't there in the moment. Let's create World Transformation Day. But I've got a vision, and my colleagues share this. The other guys on the team, the leadership team, is for one day to have millions of people around the planet taking on a challenge that hasn't break through their comfort zone.
Yeah.
And also at the same time to have millions of people around the planet taking on projects that empower their community. And I know this and I believe in it, and I've heard and read evidence on this, that if two or more, even Jesus Christ, I think said this, if two or more people do something in my name, that's when transformation happens. When you have a group of people doing something at the same time around the world, the energy shifts. There was a report that I read many years ago where there was a town in America where the crime rate was really high. Crazy. And what they did in that town is most of them got together on one day, simultaneously did some meditation.
Yeah.
You know what? The crime rate in that town dropped massively.
Yeah.
Just by shifting the consciousness and the energy. So for me to answer your question is the thought of people doing something on one day will create a ripple effect. Because some people say to me, "What's the point of just doing it in one day? What good is that?" And it's a start. The project that we launched on World Transformation Day last year on the 7th of April is still running to today. Some projects might run forward, some might just be on the day. It's a start. It creates a ripple effect. You throw a pebble into a pond. It might be the one pebble you throw into the pond, but the ripple that it sends out goes out and lasts forever.
Yeah. It's like we say the power of the Sangat, your community or your tribe or having a collective consciousness, do something together, amplifies it. I think Napoleon Hill talks about it in Think and Grow Rich, the mastermind group, right? When he says when two or more people come together, it basically amplifies, like having multiple batteries,
Definitely. And it's that phrase that 1 + 1 isn't 2, it's 1 + 1 is 11.
Yeah.
Same analogy, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's amazing. So basically on World Transformation Day, you're inviting people to either take up a personal challenge for personal growth, or then do something that's related to the community for community growth, or do both, right?
Perfect. You've summed it up brilliantly.
That's amazing, Harinder. I mean, it's really cool because you do, like I said, you've done some inspiring things over the years, and this one's a good one, and I can see it. And you have got a good kind of collective people coming together because they do genuinely believe in having these massive shifts around the world. So I want to applaud you for that as well, and thanks for sharing on that side of it. So.
Can I just say one other thing before we round up, Shinda? Sorry to interrupt you. I want to share with you the bigger vision of this.
Sure.
So, which leads on to your original question. World Transformation Day is one day. Okay. Our plan, which will happen in the next couple of years when we can devote more time towards it, so we've parked it for the moment, is to create a World Transformation Council.
Okay.
And what's the World Transformational Council? World Transformational Council is like the People's UN.
Yeah.
Just like you have the United Nations, you have one representative from each country representing that country. We're going to have a representative that's a change maker for a country become part of the World Transformational Council. These are going to be people, and if you're one of those people, because I know this goes out worldwide, if you're one of those people who says, I'm really passionate about personal development, I want to cause change in my country, then we're going to invite you to become part of the World Transformational Council. And then the World Transformational Council is going to meet once a year at the World Transformational Conference.
Okay.
And what are these individuals going to do? Collectively, we're going to have each person create links in their countries with massive personal development organizations.
Yeah.
Whether Tony Robbins or Landmark or Satguru or Ravi Shankar or Brahma Kumaris or Wayne Dyer, or, he's passed away deep, but there isn't an organization that I'm aware of, and tell me if I'm wrong, that is an umbrella organization that encompasses all of personal development organizations with one purpose in mind, is to transform the planet. So we want World Transformation Organization to be that body that encompasses World Transformation Day, encompasses World Transformational Council, and World Transformation Conference. And these change makers are going to link up with these massive organizations and feed the masses in their countries to these organizations through Landmark, through Sikhi, through Brahma Kumaris, whatever calling individuals have. Yeah. And that's how we're going to cause global change, by shifting the ordinary people, which are extraordinary, through these channels that they have a calling to do to shift the planet. Because I believe, and I know you share this, Jatinda, that what will cause a shift in the planet is shifting people's mindset. And how does one shift people's mindset? Is through personal development or mindfulness. Yeah. That's the bigger vision.
Yep.
Hopefully that makes it.
No, 100%. I mean, one of the things, because there will be people out there who may be thinking, oh my God, that's like such a big vision to have. And, like the detail you've gone into it. But there's this gentleman that's doing World Truth Day or something, right? There's this other guy. So I just wanted to make a comparison to say, well, there's somebody out there doing something like that, trying to get the whole world to have a truce, don't fight or anything like that on this one particular day. So why can't we have a World Transformational Day, right?
Yeah, there's another guy I spoke to yesterday. His name is Jeremy. I don't know his surname. And he created something called Peace One Day.
Yeah. Oh, that's the one. That's the one I was thinking, yeah.
And I spoke to him yesterday very briefly. He's humble enough to give me a few minutes of his time. And he created a day. This is 20 years ago. He's a film director.
Yeah.
And he came up with a vision that he wants there to be one day in the world where there's no war. There's ceasefire. And he's pulled it off. There's one day, I think it's September the 21st, worldwide.
Yeah.
People around the world that are in war give up their arms. They put them aside.
Right.
For one day.
One day.
And he's got it filmed. And he's got big ambassadors on board like Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie. He's got big ambassadors on board. And he does. And, I'm sure people would say to him, what's the big deal? It's just one day. But something starts from somewhere. And that, again, is the ripple effect.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think in 2017 or 2018, they actually, on that one day when they caused ceasefire around the planet, they gave vaccinations to the kids on that day.
Right.
Worldwide, so because they knew that there'd be no interruptions from bombs falling or. To me, that's alien because we're living in England. Yeah. And imagine sitting in your house and you don't know whether you're going to be around in the next 5 minutes. So I think every vision that people have is a big vision.
Yeah.
And what makes it easier is to create a team. And I think when I shared that vision with you, it rolled off my tongue because, again, I have that calling.
Yeah.
I don't actually see it as it's going to be difficult.
Right.
For me, it's done here and it's done here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually a done deal.
Got it.
And maybe that's why I know that's my calling, that's my purpose, that's what I'm going to do.
Got it.
With the collaboration of people, like-minded people.
Yeah.
From whichever faith they come from, whether it's Sikhi or Islam or Judaism. For me, that's the other biggest shift I had when I did Landmark. Yeah, is I came out of that course and I realized, I'm actually racist.
All right. Okay.
I should judge black people. I should judge this person. And I realized we're all one. We're all branches of the same tree.
Yep.
So for me, I want to break down those barriers. I want to break down the barriers between black and white, between rich and poor, between fat and skinny. That's all ego.
Yeah.
Ultimately, we're all one. We're just different color melanin.
Yep. That's right. Manas ki jaate ko pashambo, right?
Sorry?
Manas ki jaate ko pashambo, right? Recognize the human race as one. Yeah. That's amazing, Harinder. It's been good chatting to you. It's been good picking your brains and getting a bit more insight into what you're up to and why you're doing it, which is very important for people to know. And so basically what we're saying is we're inviting you to take part in this transformational challenge, and then use the hashtag WTD
challenge. Yep.
WTD challenge.
Hashtag WTD challenge.
Yep.
Because I know there's already there's already people taking on projects and things in America because the ice bucket challenge
Okay.
it started going a little bit viral,
Yeah.
and there'll be projects happening that we don't even know about, but we'd love to know about them. We'd love to acknowledge you. So the only way we'll know you're doing something is to link it to hashtag WTD challenge,
Yeah.
or you contact us
Yeah.
through our work. We've got our website, which is, again, thanks to Tinder.
You're welcome.
As ever, he's created this beautiful, guys. If one thing you got to do from this interview, go to our website. It's so beautiful, and Jatinder spent a lot of time creating this. The colors,
Oh, thank you.
it's called www.worldtransformationday.com. Go to our website, get in touch with us, and hashtag WTD challenge. We've got a Facebook group as well, World Transformation Day. Get in touch with us. Let us know what projects you're doing so we can put them on the map. And even if you're someone who's an NLP practitioner, you're a life coach, or you're a yoga teacher, and you want to get publicity, we'll give you free publicity. Do a workshop on the day. Do it. Hopefully you don't charge for it on that day. Do it as seva or charge less. We'll put your name on the map on our media, on our social media. For us, we want to get exposure. We want to give you exposure. So,
Right.
Whatever you want to do, if it means, we can help more people, why not?
Okay. Great. Awesome. So there you have it, people. It's World Transformation. I'm just looking at the website now. Worldtransformationorg.com. Right?
Yeah, I mean, we've got two
We've got
websites.
a few different domains.
It's actually worldtransformationorg.com or worldtransformationday.com. They will link it to the same one.
That's right. Yeah. Awesome. So if people want to get in touch with you, they could go to the website or they can do a search on Facebook. We've probably got pages there as well. Any last words, Harinder?
No, just thank you for the viewers for taking your time to listen to myself and Tinder, and I hope we've managed to ignite that fire inside your belly to have you follow through with what you want to do, or you might be on that path already, and hopefully our words have actually been a catalyst for you to achieve the dreams and goals that you want to achieve. And if you need support in that, in terms of how to do that, get in touch with either of us, to the channels we've said, and we'd love to support you. So thank you Jatinder for taking the time out on a Friday morning.
You're welcome.
To do this as well. I've really enjoyed it, and it's been nice connecting with you after so many years for such a long period of time. That's been really good.
Awesome. Okay, Harinder, thank you very much again for taking time out, and all the best with your projects.